This time we are on top of it. We have a Lucian ban targeted at Troy 1. We've seen him carry on that champion. Evelyn taken away from Flarepire. I think they don't mind him on 2 jungle bans here, by the way, for Flarepire. So 2 bans on Flarepire. Definitely significant. And some notable champions that are still left up are Ashe, Ornn. These are high prio picks. We'll have to see what Miami Redhawks want to first pick. Is it going to be a Lilia? I think Lilia Nidalee would be great here. Ashe would be fine. Senna would be okay. We'll have to see, and it will be an Ornn first pick. And they're going to run back the GP. The GP was not the issue.
The other thing we have to point out here is that these teams did do...
Take Ashe away now. If I'm Miami, I'm taking Ashe away because you need to play setup in the bot lane. So Ashe is the premier pick here to tie together the Zac and the GP, the weak side top. You want strong side bottom. I think Ashe should be a great pick. And it's going to be Kindred Zoe. So Mayamo Big D flexing his champion pool on the LSS right now, saying, I don't need any of these AP junglers. Watch these AD junglers that I've been practicing.
Is Zoe's not disabled? There's a bug going around where her W has like a...
I'm just kidding. Actually explain. I had no idea.
Oh.
No, really.
Zoe was actually disabled in a lot of competitive leagues in the past couple of weeks.
What's the bug?
Apparently her W, when it interacting with summoner spells, had an infinite cooldown. Like she could spam the summoner spells nonstop. So I think like 3 or 4 days ago, Zoe was actually disabled from the main game.
Really?
Yeah.
I played Zoe in a league game, not me, but we played Zoe this week. But that's really interesting. We'll have to see if Troy 1 is a dirty bug abuser or not.
Oh, man.
Are you calling Troy 1 a bug abuser? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I mean, if he could
Keck would never say that. Keck would never. I just put those words in his mouth just to stir up controversy. What the heck am I doing? Okay, we see the Syndra come in. There's some setup. There's a bit of prio. There's a little bit of flexing in that Syndra into Zoe. They will take Zaya. Responded by Braum. A bit more passive scaling comp here from Miami. This does not fit their bill whatsoever. And a Morgana here to deny what exactly? The Zoe. Morgana, yeah, cucks Zoe pretty good, and Ornn is not going to hit the target he wants with Morgana around. But I think it's because you said it, Keck. Aluros just doesn't play these engaged champions.
Like we see here on York University, they don't really have a lane that can really play through.
It has to be mid.
It has to be mid.
Mid jungle duo time. It's as simple as you Syndra QE, gives Zac enough time if he's already pulled back to go ahead follow up, and that CC there should be enough. Now if Troy takes cleanse, I think that combo is actually much harder to pull off. And I have to agree here, Keck, the lane to play through is not so obvious, again, for York University. And what I was going to suggest for them, I would go full balls early game against Miami University. I would have Rek'Sai. I would have Renekton. I would have Syndra's a great pick, I think. Welcome back. We have loaded onto the RIP for Game 2 of Round 1 of the LSS playoff. That's the League Saturday Series. This is our first season, day 1 of our first playoffs. These are playoff games, Keck. They're not regular season games. It's win or go consolation bracket. It's win and you're in the money. We have Miami University against York University, 2 teams who have faced off recently. Miami getting the edge every time in this league, have not dropped a single map. York University looking to put an end to that win streak. Here in the name of the game, mid jungle 2v2, no cleanse on Zoe.
And if you're tuning in just now, Miami University are actually up 1-0 in this series, continuing their undefeated streak, but York University, like you said, are looking to end that streak.
And the way they do it is mid jungle. This Luigi mesh on Syndra, that's where my eyes are on. I'm not watching these two. They're going to just tickle each other, both scaling the game and team fight later. I don't expect this to be too close to the lane, but
these people, they're just duking it out right now. But GP is gonna win early on because he does have that extra range advantage. Parlay procs grasp.
He's getting grasp procs here. But I respect it from both top laners here.
Just some early action going down. They both wanna just duke it out.
This is the lane my eyes are on mostly here as a way for York University to play through and to have set up for their Zac.
As we see here, because Chicken Delivery, he can just auto He uses basic attacks to CS and then uses Parlay to poke and get grass procs. He has that advantage on the one. Cleave's going to find some frostbites onto Laser King here. Just trades going around all around the map. Now I want to take a look at the jungle pattern here. So Zach has opted to start blue buff instead of the typical red side clear. And so he's going blue into wolves. Is he going to do a full clear onto wolves here, or is he going to be? He's going straight to his red buff. So what we see here is that I'm actually surprised that Kindred opted for the red buff into Raptors, because that doesn't give you level 3. And first blood going in from Lucen here, aggressive top lane play. Chicken delivery, just I guess he's just biting a bit off more than he can chew.
He didn't flash. It didn't look like Ornn was in auto range. It looked like Ornn just sniped him with his auto. I'm serious. I did not think that was a play you had to flash. If we could take another look here. The Ornn sniper and all that trading, that chipping that they did to each other earlier ends up worth for Lucent. He flashes here, not lethal, and Chicken Delivery says, "You're a melee champ, I'm fine." And Ornn says, "Get back here, I'm going to snipe you."
I am actually, I don't know if that's a spectate bug, but
that's not auto range, right?
That should not have been auto range.
That is super unfortunate. And as soon as he starts the auto, it's too late to flash it. You'll die.
Yeah, you can't dodge auto attacks
anyway.
unless you're playing Jax or Shen.
Maybe grasp autos have like 5 additional range or something. That seems so random, but
I don't think it does. That's the.
I know empowered autos have bonus range.
The thing is, I'm pretty sure he already procced grass with the Bellows Breath auto.
But was it 4 seconds? No,
It wasn't 4
no,
seconds.
it wasn't. It
4
wasn't.
seconds.
Thinking back now. So I get to eat my words talking about how that lane wouldn't be volatile. That's great.
Yeah, it's like.
Thank you, Lucent, for solo killing. No, but really great job knowing the details of the matchups. Obligatory, it's okay to die on GP comment.
He's scaling. He's scaling.
He's still shilling. He's still shilling. And Lucent looks like he's getting the brunt, but he still has TP, so he is also shilling as well. And Kindred looking bottom here.
And Cleve is looking for an engage. He's going to W forward. Finds this Q onto Aileros's Morgana. It's Root coming in from IBN. That's a stun chain CC onto Aileros, and they're going to give the kill over to IBN here. That's another kill going onto the board for Miami University. This time a kill for their AD carry.
Yep. And a pretty great start for Miami. They're playing the front-to-back team fight scaling jungler comp, and it seems to be working just fine.
Oh, and Lucid's going to teleport in. He's going to get the Bellows Breath auto onto, not quite the auto, but he got the Bellows Breath onto Chicken Delivery, forcing him to back off and respect that damage.
Yeah, and Chicken Delivery with no real item purchase here, and no Ornn has to kind of sit back and farm until he gets a Sheen. He won't be really chunking that Ornn too well. And yeah, I just think Laser King and Alaros, no respect at all for a gank, and I didn't see the exact vision, but yes, you have Morgana Black Shield for Xayah, but then they can just tag you with Braum and then you're dead. So, great gank here.
But I really do like the aggression that Lucent is bringing here on this board. Most of the time, oh, and we see a Dark Binding going onto Aphelios here, and they're looking for a trade damage back. IBN's getting ignited, ticking down, losing a lot of HP. And that actually looks like a trade win going over to the bot lane of York University.
Yeah, and I think can't you just let this wave come to you, because you know they're backing and it's pushing to you. Why not freeze the wave there? Let that whole wave come into you. They're just gonna push it back into Braum, who can hold it now for his AD.
And Lucen's looking for more aggression onto Chicken Delivery here. Okay, that time that auto didn't connect. Oh, but he's looking for more damage here.
And
Ornn Ultimate's coming through. Ornhorn flushes the flash onto Chicken Delivery so that he doesn't get killed here. Zach Flarepire is here to prevent the dive, but it looks like Lucent doesn't care. He still wants to go for it. He's going so aggressive here, and he's going to pop the W to dodge the CC chain, but Mayabo Big D is here for the secure kill onto Chicken Delivery. The E from the Kindred is going to finish off the kill, and he gets a kill for himself right there.
yeah, so Lucent definitely going ham there, and not really worth. But the fact that Mayama Big D is here to win the situation, but Luigi Mesh.
Mayama Big D is being a little bit too aggressive here.
He should be dead
for the fight, and the ultimate from Syndra, not going to secure the kill actually. Chicken Delivery is going to secure himself with the GP ultimate.
So correct me if I'm wrong, Keck, but they're playing hard topside take over the game with the wrong champions. With Ornn and Kindred, like, if you're going to do this, you should be Renekton and Elise. But instead, they're doing it on Ornn Kindred. It's a bit of a flex, I think. But I wouldn't say it's the right call.
I think this just comes down to Miami University playing to the style that they're used to, regardless of the champion picks.
And by the way, when I was talking about bot wave and how it was bad that they pushed it, Braum never held it. They did crash it, and that's fine. You get a crash, you get a recall. Great job.
You can reset, get some items. And now Troy 1 is looking to be a bit more aggressive on Luigi Mask here, because he knows that Luigi Mask doesn't have the ultimate. He doesn't have...
And is Zach not giving blue to Syndra here? That's really, really, really bad. He just took his own blue. That's awful for this 2v2. The 2v2 is the most important matchup.
And here we go. Like, Troy 1 is just going to run at Luigi Mask because he knows he has no mana. He doesn't have to be scared. And now he's looking for a Paddle Star Flash. Gets a solo kill onto Luigi Mask. Troy 1 making a name for himself.
Your Zach's taking blue while your Syndra is defenseless in the most important matchup on the board. And
not to mention Manaless.
What?
Manaless.
Oh, Manaless. Yes. Yes, Manaless. Helpless, defenseless, lifeless.
But most importantly, Manaless. Yeah, that's the worst thing you want for your mid laner, to not have mana and just get, unfortunately, solo killed. That's not what you want to see.
But Troy, quick on the punish. Like, the instantly punish there. Insta-punish by Troy. It took 0 time.
Some more aggressive trading in the top lane here. GP looking for those barrel combos. Not able to quite find the mark onto Lucent, but Lucent can just laugh it off and just build items in lane. He'll be fine.
It's time York sends their entire team to Herald and gets something in this series. Something has to give. You have to try something. This slow grind is not working. You need to get aggressive. I would rather see you leave it all on the floor and get aced at 9 minutes than slowly burn out again. That's my personal opinion. Something's got to give. You got to go get that Herald and open the map.
Other thing I wanted to point out was that Kindred, Mayama Big D, is really efficient with his jungle pathing. He was actually doing blue buff and Gromp at the exact same time. Okay, he gets the smite from his W, looks for some damage onto Luigi Mash, unable to find the Paddle Star. But look, aggression in the top lane as well. Lucent's going to find the Ornn ultimate onto Chicken Delivery, forces the Cannon Barrage, but that's not going to do anything to help him stay alive. Great aggression coming in from both the support and the jungler from Miami University, looking for a 2v1 play on both top and mid. And unfortunately, it looks like York University are just not responding.
Flare Power is in the top red quadrant and couldn't find a response to the mid play or the top play. And that playing into the enemy's strong side where their jungle is in 2 lanes at once, both plays working and no response, it tells me you already have control of the entire game.
Yeah, from this, just how the early game is being played, Kindred is just all over the map. Kindred is just farming quickly. And look, IBN is looking for a 1v1 engage onto Laser King, but he's going to get rooted by Xayah here. Forces the flash out, but he's going to be rooted up by Morgana in the chains. And he's looking, and Laser King is looking for more. Black Shield going down, forcing the flash from Cleave. The Dark Binding is going to find the root, and Xayah is going to look for a second kill. 2 kills going over to the bot lane of York University. York University look like they're trying to come back in this game.
There it is, Keck, the comeback, the punch back. And it's from the bot lane of Laser King and Aluros. These guys remember the Lux Varus duo that was breaking out and getting kills in here. That's them. It's Laser King and Aluros. This time on Xayah Morgana. And I'm just so energized by this signs of life by York University in the bot lane here. Your Xayah is now ahead. Getting plates, crashing a giant wave. Your Zach is there to help. You need to play off this advantage and press your lead now. Be aggressive, York University.
Right. And so now we see some light at the end of the tunnel for York University. Their bot lane is winning. So what I want to see is Flare Pie and Luigi Math just playing more towards the bot lane, forcing the cleanse from Luigi Math from the sleep. But Kindred is just looking for the secure kill. She's just going to dash forward, and the ultimate Lambs for Spite is going to keep Miami Big D from being killed off by the Luigi Mass ultimates.
You should flash into the Kindred there if you're going to flash. If not, just walk into the Kindred. Once you drop R on her, she's under your tower, that's lethal. You know she's going to R. That can save your life as well. If you flash out away from the Kindred, you can't benefit from her ulti, only she can, and you die anyway. Something to consider when you're going against Kindred that's tower diving you is just taking it to the face, standing in there in that boxing ring, one-on-one, you're under your tower, but another great look by Mayama Big D, making Kindred look like a gank-heavy jungler.
As much as I hate to point it out, York University really does kind of just look like 5 solo queue players versus a squad that has exactly a full game plan set up.
Well, Keck, they're a younger team. We do know that the in-game leader is Chicken Delivery, the most experienced player here, the highest elo. But the other guys, as far as we know, which isn't much, relatively new. Another dive.
Another dive coming in the top lane. Orn's going to pop the Orn Horn here. Forces the flash from Chicken Delivery, but Mayama Big D is just going to flash and get the kill secure for himself.
And now's about the time you can lane abuse with Kindred. I thought earlier was a bit early. Now it looks simple as cake. And we see Zach on bot side. You gotta look for a punch back here in this bot lane.
Yep, and that's what they're doing. And looked like Zoe, after shoving in that mid lane, Zoe's looking to make some plays down in the bot side as well.
Yeah,
and we look at here, looking for the 2v2 engage. Braum Q is going for it, but not going to find a mark. Elastic slingshot from Flare Pie finds the two, hits the Q, and gets them both knocked up together. Aileros is going to secure themselves a kill for this game. And this is what we need to see from York University. They got to play through bot lane now.
This is what we wanted to see, and great job. Props to the York University guys. They're attacking. They are forcing their advantage. They are playing to their strong lane. Kindred is going to take Herald after her top play, but you get now an Ocean Drake in your pocket. You're only down 1,600. Your Xayah is scaling, or curving into the game, sorry. I need to see a bit more attention in the mid lane 2v2 to get control of the map. Other than that, York University ride this Xayah wave. Keep looking for advantages.
And so here we have it. Kindred is again on that top side. We're going to pop the Rift Herald, I believe, to secure the first tower of the game. And that's what they're going to do. They're looking to break down top turrets so that they can move the Ornn into more team-oriented fights. Ideally, they want to move this Ornn out of the side lane because the Ornn is pivotal in a lot of these team fights. And here we go, Flare Pie. Cleve is going to be a little bit deep here, putting wards down when he really shouldn't be. Flare Pie is going to punish this. Dark Binding comes through, gets another kill over to Aileros here. Really well played from the bot lane of York Esports.
Aluro's pulling out the Morgana here and just making it look like the perfect pick and landing binding after binding. And now is this another one? BM with a nice juke is able to walk out, but without some quick movements there, would have gone down, and some scrapping here top lane. This is an actual one-on-one.
That's the one thing I have to say. Like, Miami, they played like characteristically well last game. They were playing weak side, like strong side top. Bot lane was playing weak side, but now that they are doing the same playstyle, they're playing strong side top again. The bot lane has to be more respectful.
Right.
They know that the Kindred is top side. They're getting the first tower. Kindred is taking camps, or they are padding towards mid and bot, but they're not at bot lane yet. Why is Braum in the enemy jungle going for deep wards? They saw that they got that first turret top play. Zach wasn't there to respond. Therefore, the only logical explanation is that Zach is bot side. So that was just, I think, a little bit disrespectful coming in from Miami's bot lane.
I think Miami has forgotten what the difference is between having their cake and eating it. They're eating their cake and having it at the same time in every game in LSS. They're used to being able to invade on their weak side and getting away with it because they just have everything. But not this game. York is fighting back. They're punishing the greedy roams. They're punishing this Aphelios Braum pick. It's looking great, and I think I'm genuinely looking at a winnable team fight off the back of the Xayah and Gangplank here. But I keep going back to this 2v2. The lack of Zach's pressure mid here has resulted in Zoe with complete control of the lane here.
And look at this. Ornn is going to pop the ultimate. They're looking to dive mid lane here. Because the Ornn is just so far ahead, he can start to look for plays elsewhere. But Elastic Slingshot from Zach looking for the counter gank. Shut down from Zach onto the Kindred. And look, we have a 2v2 bot lane as well. They know that they can win this fight. And Troy won a little bit deep here. Chicken Delivery is going to get the solo kill and the shutdown onto Zoe. And they're not done yet. Flare Pie looking for an engage onto Lucent here. But Lucent, he's just a tank with no damage. And look at this, another bot lane 2v2. They're still going at it. Both of them are just so low. Dark Binding is not going to find his mark. Cleve is looking for a Braum Q. He's going to land that skill shot.
A shutdown on the mid and the jungle, Keck. This is amazing for York University. And we have a gosh darn game on our hands after that series of play. And it was another mid lane turret dive that goes wrong for Miami University. I'm having flashbacks to when the Lilia dove the Orianna lane, remember, with no minions, and they died. This is kind of the same exact time in the game and same exact play. I think a better series of play, maybe patiently get the Herald and break mid like you did last game. Instead, they tower dive. They give GP 2 kills. They give away the mid jungle 2 shutdowns. And now it seems like York University has a gold lead at 17 minutes.
Is this the first time that Miami is in a goal deficit?
I almost guarantee it, Keck. Yeah. And let me just say this one more time. Miami has handshaked into York's playstyle, I think, willingly. Mm-hmm. I think they are like, you know what? We want to test our 5v5. Not our 1-3-1. We want to see what a 5v5 comp looks like when we execute it. And the fact that York is actually punishing this and coming out ahead now is a testament to how comfortable they are in their style. And it also shows how Miami's 1-3-1 style can make really competent teams look like they don't know what to do.
Right. And as we see here, like, I honestly think that dive was kind of botched when Kindred popped the ultimate.
Yeah, because Syndra's in it, and you have Zach. You should assume Zach is mid 90% of the time. So when you're going for that dive, you need to assume Zach's mid.
Right, especially since Zach can go mid from literally anywhere.
Pretty much.
Literally anywhere.
That's why I have been disappointed in Zach's presence mid, but he makes up for it. He's 2-0-3. He's only down 35 farm in the jungle, but it's fine. You're the tank.
Well, another thing I noticed from Flarepie here is he's a more responsive player as he is proactive.
Most definitely.
He definitely is more reactive here.
And that could be a component of the 5v5 strategy. Chicken delivery, the same way. So two of their strongest and most important players both like to be a bit passive. It makes sense that they would play.
Oh, and Troy 1 is going to face check Luigi Mesh, but Luigi Mesh is going to miss the scatter of the week. Find some more damage. Ultimate coming through, but Miami Big D is looking here to help secure the kill. The rest of the team... Both sides of the team are looking into this bot lane, looking to help their mid laners out. Zoe's looking for some sleepy triple bubbles, looking to find a sleep onto a potential pick. Oh, and Laser King is just too far up, forces the blade caller, the feathers, pop the ultimate. But Ornn is going to be CC for days, and looks like they're going to look for an engage onto Chicken Delivery here. Both the top laners are going to be the focus for both sides of the fight, but Chicken Delivery is going to be the one to get out. And now both the jungle mid duo of Miami are going to be caught out here. But hey, looks like Syndra's going to be slipped by Zoe. This fight is just all over the place here.
It is, and it's York's comfort zone. If you ask me, Lucent on a tank steps a bit too far, gets hit by a binding, and now they get the 1-for-0. This is the most comfortable York's been in the river in many matches against Miami University. But Ornn is up in 4 with TP, so Miami's still comfortable enough to start this Drake, but I think it's anyone's situation.
Here's the teleport coming in from Ornn. An Elastic Slingshot from Zach is going onto the Dragon. They're looking for the 50-50, and the Dragon's going to go over to Miami University. Great spike from Miami Big D, and they look... Now the team fight is breaking out. Aileros is going to force the stopwatch into the ultimate, finds the roots onto multiple people, but shutdown going over to Lucent. Cellular Division is going to go down as well. But on the right side of the fight, Kindred ultimate popped down as well, and Kazaya is going to secure the kill for herself, but blown up by Zoe. Flarepie is back up from the Cellular Division, but Troy 1 is here to help back up his top laner. Drowsy Sleep and double kill going over to Zoe. Paddle Star thrown out, but is going to die before she can throw it out. And Flarepie is running for his life. There's an Ornn running after you right now.
This is the 1v1. It's 4 for 4 until this point. This is for the ace, actually. Will either of these tanks drop?
Oh, but Lucent didn't see that he threw his pillar down, so unfortunately his E is not going to take him anywhere. Now Lucent is just going to look to set up a wave topside and look for a base reset.
So in that fight, Drake goes over to Miami, if I'm not mistaken, but in the preceding fight, you have Gangplank at Triforce and Essence Reaver, and he did so much work in that fight, able to take out Zoe with the passive damage after, I believe, checking Aphelios. And while I believe Syndra had a really nice setup spell on the Aphelios to set Gangplank up, that one was hard carried by Chicken Delivery. And now we're starting to see the value of this Gangplank pick coming out in a situation where his team hasn't lost the game at 20 minutes, 15 minutes.
Right. This is the most even game you've probably seen of all Miami University all season long, right?
One of, actually, yeah. Definitely.
But after that Dragon skirmish, even though York University does have the kill lead, Miami University still has the gold lead by 1,000.
And they are up at Drake too, and with the next Drake being Drake's Soul, I do believe Miami is quite comfortable here. It just looks like
Oh, but look, both solo laners are looking onto Chicken Delivery here. Orn Ultimate's going to find the knockup onto Chicken Delivery, and they're looking for a stun. Here comes the Orn Q, but Chicken Delivery is just running around. But the Sleepy Trouble Bubble is going to find the sleep onto Chicken Delivery, but the rest of York University is here to answer. Flare Pyre, Luigi Bash, and Aileros all here. Black Shield coming onto Flare Pyre. They're looking to dive Zoe. That's a multiple knockup ultimate from Syndra, and Troy One's going to force the ultimate, but the ultimate doesn't let you escape, buddy.
So York sends the whole team down to this 2v1 play, and in response, Miami is heading straight to Baron. It's always the cross map. It's always the macro with Miami. You really have to consider what you're spending on each and every play against these guys.
And look at this. Xayah is looking to face check this Baron by herself, but it does not matter. And Ophelia's flash ults trying to get the kill, but even his team is question mark pinging him.
And it was well played by Chicken Delivery to evade that situation as long as he did and set up response kill on the Zoe, but we know the solo laners, Lucent and Troy, are happy with the outcome, obviously. They get the Baron off of their 2v1 bot, something that rarely happens in League of Legends, but the rotations just made it so that an opportunistic Baron was in Miami's sights, and you know they take that one every time. But this is definitely anyone's game.
That is true. Now that the Baron has been taken off the table by Miami University, they are looking to break down some of these turrets here. Right now, only bot lane tier 1 is still up for York University. Miami definitely wants to look to break down that turret.
Yeah, we see Drake is up in a minute here, so that is probably going to be the focus of most teams. Miami have a side quest, and that is to use Baron efficiently while picking up Drake. And so I believe they will figure out a way to do it all at once, and it's going to be on York University to find an angle here to attack.
Oh, and GP is going to pop the ultimate preemptively onto nobody. Probably a fat finger.
Yeah, maybe. It looked like he was trying to cut them off and corral them and like herd them, maybe? Was it?
I'm not sure. He threw it into the bush.
Maybe he was checking for, he was getting vision.
Yeah, we'll say that's what it was.
Or maybe he had a strong hunch that like multi-members were in there.
Hey man, sometimes you can get, you know how like GP and Twisted Fate are like both pirates? Sometimes you get that mixed up. Sometimes you'll think, oh, I'm playing TF.
Oh,
yeah.
Because of the pirate quotes.
Right, the pirate quotes. You know, Tobias Fate plays both GP and TF. He gets those mixed up sometimes.
Right, okay.
But unfortunately for Chicken Delivery, he's not playing Twisted Fate, so not might have been a fat thing on the ultimate. But Dragon is going to be secured by Kindred here. Third Dragon of the game going over to Miami University. What looked like a strong early bot side focus from York really is getting neutralized here by Miami's aggression. Miami is currently on soul point now.
We finally see a nice macro trade from York University. It makes Ornn ulti just for wave clear, but at least you get a mid-tier 2 turret in response for Drake, and that's what we wanted to see all along, but we do see a nice push in the bottom lane is the response of Miami.
Hey, by the way, Ornn is an assassin, mage, tank thing that doesn't die, but also outdamages 80 carries.
Yeah, and in this fight we'll have to see how hard he can carry.
Oh, and the Black Shield from Aileros is going to keep herself alive from a bunch of the CC that they are being thrown at. Stephen Trouble Bubble finds the spark on the Chicken Delivery, but just forces the cleanse W. And ultimate from Syndra, going to force the Kindred ultimate. So no damage is going to go through. Yep, GP ultimate coming down as well. Elastic Slingshot from Flare Pie going in. He's looking for an engage, finds the knockback into 2. Flare Pie is now on a killing spree. And now the rest of York University are looking to chase down Miami. Dark Binding finding the mark onto Cleave here. That's another route. And another kill going over to Luigi Mash. But Troy won looking for these paddle stars, but they're not connected. They're not getting the DPS that they need. And another stun coming in from Luigi Mash onto Syndra. Flare Pirate going in with the Elastic Slingshot, looking to pull back Lucent. But again, not going down. IPN rooted by the Morgana. This is just pick after pick after pick, and York University, they're pulling back in this game.
The York University front to back 5v5. They win it, Keck. They're going to take mid turret. They can break the inhib. And To me, that seemed like Miami overreaching with champions like Braum trying to engage. They eventually get into the York University quadrant where they have plenty of space and time to look for Morgana bindings, which means Zach, elastic slingshots, things like that. These tools are really good in these front-to-back ARAM situations that Miami typically avoids with split comps, but has opted into fighting head-on with the Ornn and the Braum, the Aphelios, these picks that are less flexible. We get to finally see the York University 5v5 coming out in fruition. Now, Keck, we know why they draft this way. It's because they can definitely pull it off if they are not getting choked out pre-10 minutes.
That is true, and Miami also has to look at how they're executing these fights as well. They're just blindly running at the squad of York University. They aren't respecting the Zach. In Game 1, they had the vision set up. They had everything set up so they know where Zach would come from. They had every angle on lockdown. But in this game, they don't quite have that same setup. And so they are going in blind. Zach is able to find these blind engages, and Miami, they're just not ready for it.
Correct me if I'm wrong for the second time, Keck. They are playing Miami University League of Legends with the wrong set of champions. I saw Braum jumping in to engage with ulti. Yes, you can do that with Braum, but you might as well be Nautilus or Leona if that is your mode in that particular fight.
Precisely. At this point, I'm just like, you have the Ornn for the engage. Just let the Braum be the peel sit-back champion and just let him soak up.
Ornn ulti was used for wave clear. So was it an overstep to even try and fight without Ornn ulti? Is that...
I believe it was.
Yeah?
I really do believe it was.
All right. Notes from Keck.
Oh, and double stun from Luigi Mash. Great Cinder play coming through. Flare Pilot looking for an engage with the elastic slingshot, but now they're just focusing their attention onto the Ornn. Great Paddle Star coming in from Troy 1, looking at some massive damage onto Chicken Delivery here, but unfortunately he can't save his top laner. Another great Paddle Star, again finding massive damage onto Laser King.
And that's more shutdown gold onto Xayah, who can carry an entire game. Laser King is no chump. He's a Diamond 3 player. He knows how to put games on his back. Aluros is smurfing this game and popping off. Luigi Mash has clawed his way back into the game. Flare Pirate, Deathless, 12 of the 19 kills, and you cannot forget about Chicken Delivery, who's at all of these fights with his AoE damage. He's controlling these situations. That's going to be Baron traded for Cloud Soul.
Oh my. And this is just, I think Miami is just, they're just running circles around themselves. They're just losing the tempo.
Keka said it was traded, but this 18-second time gap, what do you do with these 15 seconds if you're York?
If you're York or if you're Miami?
York.
York? Just run straight in.
You're face-checking this comp?
I would face-check this comp. That's right.
And that's what they do?
That is exactly what they do. They know they have the damage, so Kinder's going to have to force the ultimate to keep the Ornn alive. Ornn is going to pop the Ornn horn, but they're all funneled up. And unfortunately, the Ornn is going to find the ultimate onto so many people. The squad of York University is so low. But unfortunately, none of these kills are connecting. The GP ultimate is coming down to keep Luigi Mash alive. Unfortunately, nothing's going to come out of it.
They're lucky it's just one death. They're lucky they didn't just get ace there. In my opinion, you need to be more crafty and creative and consider giving up Cloud Soul. It's the result of the lack of pressure you had in the early to mid game, but face checking, risking your Baron that you just worked hard for, on walking in a fog of war, really risky there for York University. Good punish.
But I also think it comes down to how you coordinate that face check.
Oh, of course.
You can't just funnel into one area just like that.
No doubt about it.
You know they have the Ornn. They have the Zoe. You get picked off once, you're just going to get blown up. But if you come at multiple different angles, that changes the story. And here we go. Lucent, a little bit too far up here in the side lane. Not respecting York University's Baron push.
And now we have to see what York University does when they're ahead. Can they close the game out? Closing the game out is a beast of its own. And it's going to start with pressure in the top lane. But there's nothing going on mid. There's no push mid. Oh, I'm sorry. Inhib is down. That will push naturally. And it's a 5-man top pursuit right now. We'll have to see how they rotate. We'll have to see if they get their Baron buff into 3 lanes at any point, or do they need to walk around as a ball?
As you did recall, this is a 5v5 team composition, so Yes, they could theoretically 1-3-1, but then they'd be doing what Miami's doing.
Right.
Playing a 1-3-1 comp that's
With
not a
their own.
1-3-1 comp.
You said
They
it,
want
so
to look for in the engage. They want to look for Miami overextending on the wave clear here so they
I
can
think
get a free pickoff.
Chicken Delivery could maybe afford to go top here and split the map 4-1. They can afford to do that with Baron, I think.
Most definitely, yes.
And I think that would be the play here. But that inhib responds now, so it might be worth having someone in the mid lane pressuring, and that's what Chicken Delivery is doing now. He's threatening the mid inhib, which means only 3 members can be here to check this 4-man unit of York University. They will take some structures and look to recall. That could be the end of their Baron play. Right? Am I not mistaken?
No,
Are they going to
not
get another
mistaken.
push out of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably... Okay.
I mean, maybe giving the Cloud Soul was also a blessing of its own, because now that there's a Cloud Soul gone, the only dragon that spawns afterwards is Elder. Now, that's something, maybe it was a good thing to give Cloud Soul, because now it's an earlier Elder Dragon spawn into the game. Elder Dragon, as we know, as we all play League of Legends, is extremely lethal. Usually the team that gets the Elder Dragon probably wins the game.
Just wins. Straight up.
So, as we see as well, we know York University is playing this 5v5 based team composition. So what they really want is probably to get that Elder Dragon, force that 5v5, force a chaotic dive, and just win from there.
But look at the objective timers in the top right and the top left, Keck. There's a minute that separates the spawning of Baron and this Elder Drake, right? 2 massive objectives that mean a lot for the game. So right now is really where your shot caller is drawing up your play. Your coach is figuring out what lineup you're going to go. Who's going to go where? Obviously, the mid lane prio is really important, so check that box for York University. What are they going to do with this? They need to walk into the blue quadrant here, or whichever quadrant they want the objective of. They need to start taking control of. You see they're entering the bot lane quadrant here. This tells me they want to go for the Elder. Does Miami opt to split Elder for Baron or trade, or are they just going to fight it out here into the control of York University?
But the thing is, they're 1 minute apart, both objectives. So if I were York University, I would just play for the Baron. I would force the 5v5 because they want to 5v5. That's the point of the composition.
Right, so if that's the case, and I agree, Keck, that 1 minute difference is big enough to where that should lean you towards playing Baron. They need to be in that top quadrant, getting wards down, resetting vision.
Oh, and here we are, Chicken Delivery. They're looking for the engage onto him. He's going to have to flash out. Blade of the Rune King proc onto Chicken Delivery as well. And that's a pick. He's going to pop the ultimate, but doesn't mean anything. So it looks like the rest of York University. Oh, and massive truck damage for Troy 1. Paddlestar does so much damage onto Laser King. He no longer has... Oh, and so much damage coming in from Aphelios as well. Engage coming in from Flarepie, looking for some CC with the Elastic Slingshot. But the carries of York University, they're getting corralled. They're getting caked out. Flarepie is forced to ult and run away to safety.
Troy dropping bombs on Zoe. No mercy. Even that Zach here is going to go down into the passive. He is as good as dead.
Oh, but Zach's still alive. The drowsy, sleepy trouble bubble is going to put him to sleep. Paddlestar going to get the shutdown here. And what looked like York University having control of the game, they completely just threw it away.
They threw it away. It was a 4 mid, 1 bot scenario. And if that's your lineup, you can send to pinch the bot laner, and your mid 4-man unit's not going to have enough time, but they're looking to end.
They're looking to end 100% with the Kindred ultimate. They can't even answer the tower siege. And Aileros is going in for the multiple-man ultimate, but she's just going to get popped as well. Warren is just so tanky, he could take this tower for days. Aileros is going to go down. Lucent is on a rampage, and this is going to look like Game 2 going over to Miami University.
Crushing defeat for York University, who had the game in their sights. They just had to close it out. They just had to use